And I am live. Welcome back to another DD Knows Ball stream. Um, what am I doing today? Oh, mock draft. Dispelling rumors, not rumors, I guess you would say agendas between Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper. What else? I got a couple reactions to do. I done seen a couple people say certain things. Well, we got Boots fight. Boots and Xander boxing later on this week. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, man, it's been a lot going on. I've been catching up on a lot of draft stuff, watching a lot of podcasts, reading a lot of things. Say it out. I'm excited to see what Chicago do. They might actually escape purgatory. This is a deep draft. They got the fourth pick. They got the 15th pick. I'm excited to see what they do. I'm gonna show y'all what I cook up for them. Um, but yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. I'm gonna do this mock draft. So I guess the rules. Let's go over the rules. I'm making every pick for all 30 teams. It said I didn't have to pick a team, but I picked the Mavericks, so maybe they'll highlight it or something like that. But yeah, it's picks 1 through 60. It's a no ceilings composite. The draft board AI teams will draft based on the writers' rankings. So I'm in full draft mode, so I control every pick. So no team selection was needed. I still picked the Mavericks because I do what I want. But yeah, let's see what's going on. Let me get the chat together. Whoa, whoop, there, yeah. Yeah, okay. Now let's start this draft, bro. So Washington is on the clock. I'm gonna get nasty here, but I have to be honest. This is what I would actually do. I'm getting Derek Peterson. If you asking why I got Darren Peterson for the Washington Wizards, it's because I feel like he fits best next to everything they already got. Um, Especially with Trey Young, AD, Alex Saw. I think you would probably have to get off of Trey Johnson eventually. But he's just a better fit, cleaner fit than AJ DeBell. So I think he's a better prospect. I think he's better for NBA modern basketball. So there is that. So I picked Darren Peterson. I will be doing a little drinky drink on this stream just because why not? Okay, Utah. Utah. What would I do if I was Utah? What would I actually do? Now, I'm gonna pick AJ just because they wouldn't pass up on them. Utah prep, BYU, they wouldn't pass on them. Memphis, what would I do? Of course, I would draft Cam Boozer. Damn, can I turn that damn shit off? Is there any way to turn the music off? Whatever. But yeah, I'm going Caleb. Now here's where things get interesting. The LA Clippers. If I was the LA Clippers, because who would the LA Clippers pick at 5? I'm honestly trying to think. Who would they pick? But who would I pick? So who the Clippers got? You got Kawhi over there. Damn. A Cuff, Key Wagler, Michael Brown, Braden Burries. I ain't gonna lie, cause I don't know. I think they would go at Keaton Wagler, and I'm not too mad about it. But yeah, Brooklyn on the clock. Brooklyn, will Brooklyn take Darius A. Cup over Michael Brown Jr. And I think he said he wanted to go there. And I think he is better than Michael Brown. Now, Sack, I think they would just try to go for the highest upside pick. If I was Sack, what do they got? Man, because I'm not sold on Devin Carter. I'm not sold on pretty much anything they got. I would go the highest upside. I would go Michael. Atlanta. If I was Atlanta, you would have to try to go for the best possible point guard. If I was Atlanta, bro, I'm going Kingston Flemings. I ain't gonna lie. Dallas, I'm going Braden Burries. That's easy. He fits perfect. Milwaukee, that's an interesting spot. How old is Maurice Johnson? It's gonna be between Johnson and Lindenborg. How old is Lindenborg? I think he's just a better player, bro. Golden State Warriors, bro. I ain't gonna cap. If I was Golden State, who do y'all think had the best chance to become a star? Because they still got Curry, Milton. Hopefully, get well soon, Moody, bro. I hope Moody get well soon. But if I was Golden State, what would I do at 11? That Adamara shit is so fake. Jaden Quaintance, or whatever. I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably go Maurice Johnson. OKC. OKC probably go eventually. Man, I ain't gonna lie. That Adamara, I don't believe in Adamara. I would not draft Adamara if I was OKC at 12. If I was OKC at 12, who else is here? No, wait, hold on. Who else is here? If I was who would you pick at 12 if you was Oklahoma City? I don't know. I think they got so much of everything, it wouldn't even really matter for real, bro. I would swing on probably Quaintance. How do you say his name, bro? I don't know. So where we at with it? Hey, nah, facts. I said Jaden Quaintance too. That's who I picked. That's who I ended up getting. Miami at 13. Now this is interesting. If I was Miami at 13, this is easy. Give me Cameron Carr. Give me a Cameron Carr. What's up with the Space Gate? I'll pick Jaden Quaintance too. Charlotte at 14. Bro. What does Charlotte even need? Charlotte need veterans. They need to trade out of this. But what? Hey, Space Gate, what you doing at 14? If you was Charlotte, I think they need to trade out of it in real life. I think they need a vet, but I don't even know what position that they actually need to fill for real. Maybe that power forward position. I ain't gonna lie. Just because rebounding, I pick Hans Steinbeck just for the rebounding. They didn't really need too much. Okay, Chicago at 15. Here's where it gets interesting because I did videos on this already. Give me Chris Sinek Junior, bro. Chris and Eck, pair him up with Caleb Wilson, Josh Giddey, and Modest Buzelis. Give me Chris and Eck. So Memphis got the 16th pick. They already got, bro. Memphis already got a lot of guards. Memphis already got a lot of guards, bro. I'm trying to see what I would do. What the hell would I do at bro, if you was Memphis, what you doing with this pick? What position? I ain't gonna lie. They probably just need to swing Nate Mint, bro. I don't think Nate Mint that good, but I think they'll probably have to swing on him. So I'm picking Nate Mint right there. Oklahoma City got another pick, 17. Who did I even just get for them? Oh, I picked Quaints. I picked Quaints. Okay. So 17, Oklahoma City. Who would you have to replace? They just lost. Who they just traded somebody. I think it was Aaron Wiggins, if I'm not mistaken. Bennett Sturts right there. Dylan Swain right there. Christian Anderson, Cole Peak, Kareem Lopez. I ain't gonna lie, bro. LeBaron Fallon too much to pass up, bro. But they already got they just got old boy from Philly. Bennett Sturt, Dylan Swain. Dylan Swain, just because they probably would be replacing Lou Dort. Charlotte. Charlotte don't need nothing, bro. Charlotte don't need nothing but vets, man. Charlotte don't need nothing but vets. Okay, what? This is pick 18. Joshua Jefferson, too much for pick 18. Christian Anderson, Kareem Lopez, Abuka. You mean Cole Pete? Spacegate, you going Cole Pete? Because I'm not sure. Okay. If you want to go Cole, because I'm not mad at it. Maybe to replace Miles Bridges, huh? If he decides to leave. Toronto. Now, I'm definitely getting a Damara if I'm Toronto. He won't get past Toronto for sure. Let's see. San Antonio Spurs. They need a power forward. Who would I give for the San Antonio Spurs? I ain't gonna lie. I would go and swing on Joshua Jefferson, bro. If I was the Spurs, just because Detroit. This is where it gets interesting. LeBaron Fallon or Bennett Sturts. LeBaron Fallon or Bennett Sturts for Detroit. Who fits better for Detroit? LeBaron Fallon or Bennett Sturts? You can even go Isaiah Evans or Malik Thomas. Spacegate, I need some help right there. Let me see. I'm gonna go Evans. Evans over Fallon, and I ain't gonna lie though, Evans, yeah. I ain't gonna lie though, Malik Thomas. Evans really can't handle the ball. I ain't gonna lie. I'm going LeBaron. I ain't gonna lie. You almost had me, Space Gate, with Evans, but I had to go LeBaron Fallon, bro. I had to. Philly. What does Philly need? Philly needs some size. Philly needs some size. If I was Philly, um, this might be a reach, but I'll actually pick Vaso right there. That's a reach, but it is what it is. Atlanta. Yeah, that's why I pick Vasor. Atlanta, they need a big as well, but it's not no good big on the on there right now. I think they will double down. They might go Isaiah Evans here. I'll go Isaiah Evans right there. Give me some shooting on the wing. Oh, that was a terrible pick. That was a terrible pick. But it wasn't nobody really left. The New York Knicks. They definitely need Bennett Sturts. Bennett Sturts will not. Bennett Sturts definitely wouldn't slip past New York. LA Lakers. The LA Lakers. I don't even know who the Lakers will pick, bro. Zuby Ejiofor. Man. Who the hell with the Lakers pick right here? I ain't gonna lie. Two guard, three, and D. If the Lakers would pick a 3 and D guard, they probably would pick Allen Graves right here. They'll probably pick Allen Graves right there. This is way harder than I thought. Denver at 26. What does Denver even need, bro? What does Denver even need? They probably need some guard help. They guards is bad. I would definitely go Christian Anderson right here. I'll definitely go Christian Anderson right here. Boston Celtics. If I was Boston Celtics, get Malik Thomas, replace Anthony Simons. Replace Anthony Simons. Now, who is on the clock? Minnesota. See, y'all might look at me crazy, bro. I want to pick Jaden Bradley for them so bad, bro. I feel like Jaden Bradley would be perfect for Minnesota. And Minnesota team, they do what they want. Bro, would it be crazy to get Jaden Bradley, bro, at 28 when he's ranked 41? Would it be crazy to get Jaden Bradley at 28 for Minnesota, bro? Scouting notes: a smooth, composed point guard who plays with poise beyond his years. His ability to run an offense, get into the paint, and set up teammates is impressive. Needs to become a more consistent outside shooter to unlock his full potential at the next level. Bye-bye, Mill. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Uh, Who is Ibuka Corey? Produced Karen Stanford. It's between Ibuka and Corey. I think they probably would get Ibuka or Corey. Braden Smith, but he's 5'10". That's fucking crazy. Damn, Braden Smith? Braden Smith, Ibuka Corey, or Jaden Bradley, bro. Where else? Minnesota got 28. Minnesota got 28 and 59. So I might go Ibuka Corey. And now for the Dallas, we done already. No, Cleveland. Cleveland. What does Cleveland need? Yeah, go check out Jaden Bradley. Hey, Jaden Bradley called. If I was Cleveland, what the hell does Cleveland need? What does Cleveland need? Boy, this draft got thin really fast. I'm going to draft Kareem Lopez. I don't know. Now, if I was Dallas, easy, because I've been thinking about it a lot. Go get Alex Carabine. I've been thinking about it a lot. And then after this, I am done. Because that shit was yeah. So I got a few A's. I only did the first round because that shit was way more ugly than I felt. Yeah. That was hard. But let's look at that first round. First round, Darren Peterson to Washington, AJ to Utah, Cameron Boozer to Memphis, Caleb Wilson to Chicago at 4. At 5, Keaton Walker to LA, Darius Acuff to Brooklyn at 6, Michael Brown Jr. to Sacramento at 7, Flemings to Atlanta at 8, Braden Burries to Dallas at 9, Lindenberg to Milwaukee at 10, Marez Johnson to Golden State at 11, and Jaden Quinates to Oklahoma at 12, and Cameron Carr to Miami at 13. Haynes to Unback concludes the lottery to Charlotte at 14. Okay. Yeah. That was way tougher than I thought. Okay. Boom. Okay. Now let's get to some reactions. I came across this video at Hoop Reference on YouTube, and basically it's talking about the biggest issue with every top prospect. So let's see what this hitting on.
The NBA Draft is an event that inspires hope for the future for every team that makes a selection, because the hope is that the young talent being brought in can be a real difference maker. This year's class is especially full of high-end talent that could turn some franchises around, but while there is a lot to like about most of the top prospects, none of them are perfect, and that brings us to today's video.
Let's see if we agree.
Realistic about the good and the bad parts of these players' games. So today, we will be going through the top prospects in the class.
Let's see if we agree.
Issue with every one of them. I'm not saying these things will cause them to become busts or anything like that, but they are weaknesses that need to be monitored for sure. Before we start though, it turns out a good amount of you watching right now aren't even subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the content, consider hitting the subscribe button, as not only does it help out a ton, but it also very much appreciated. Now with that being said, let's begin. The first top prospect we'll be discussing is AJ DeBonsa, and the biggest issue with his game is that he gets bad tunnel vision. AJ DeBonsa can absolutely play.
Agree or disagree? AJ DeBonsa's biggest flaw is tunnel vision. Let me know in the comments.
with tunnel vision at times, and it mostly shows up when he gets into the mindset of I'm getting a bucket no matter what. He is such a gifted self-creator. He's a big wing with an advanced
Bro, speaking on AJ's tunnel vision, he reminds me of Brandon Ingram with Tracy McGrady athleticism in terms of how he approaches basketball. I don't think he's just it looks good, but I don't know. It's just something about him. It's kind of like that Brandon Ingram. I just want to get buckets. I'm not gonna do every single thing it takes. I'm not gonna maximize my tools.
handle, real burst, tough shot making ability that he often trusts his scoring package before he trusts the pass. The result is a style where he can over dribble, attack loaded help, and settle for hard mid-range pull-ups or contested shots instead of making the simple read. Basically, it's a processing or decision-making issue more than a lack of vision. The pass is sometimes there, but he's late seeing it or he already committed to the shot. He can also miss the second defender that comes over, he can force drives into traffic, and he sometimes is trying ambitious passes after the defense has already won the possession. It's not that he can't make impressive passes because he has shown that he can. It's more of a mindset thing where he often is not looking for it. Next up is Darren Peterson, and his biggest issue as a prospect is his underlying.
Darren Peterson, his biggest issue with Darren Peterson is his underlying health. Are we falling for Darren Peterson health issues? What is y'all biggest problem with Darren Peterson? Me personally, what's my biggest problem with Darren Peterson? He just didn't play enough. Availability. I'm not necessarily gonna say health. I'm just gonna say his availability at Kansas. That was my biggest problem with him. I still think he good. Bro.
Health issues. Darren Peterson's health issues were one of the
y'all hit that like button for your boy
at Kansas. The main problem was recurring severe cramping that repeatedly interrupted games and his availability. Peterson later explained that the issue traced
that boy looked like a young Kobe though, in terms of just how he moves and his athleticism.
His baseline creatine levels were already too high, and that the supplementation likely pushed him into an unsafe range. The most serious episode came during a preseason.
That floater was crazy.
He said that he was suffering full body cramps so severe that he was taken to the hospital and thought that he might die on the training table. Beyond the cramping, Peterson also dealt with hamstring injuries,
full body cramps is crazy,
trouble later in the year, and occasional quad-related injuries. Altogether, the health problems cost him 11 games this season, and they limited his minutes in a few others when he did suit up, leading to a lot of mid-game exits. Peterson claims that he now has everything under control after sorting this all out, but it is something we're going to have to see before we fully believe it, and if these issues persist, they could hold him back from ever reaching his potential. Next up is Cameron Boozer, and the biggest issue with his game as a prospect.
I'm calling cap. His biggest issue with Cam Boozer is bully ball reliant. I'm calling cap on that. It says he has under control after building his body for the next level. He's gonna have some problems, cramps. You talking about Darren Peterson? I'm not sure, bro. I think Darren Peterson would be all right. I don't think he was too enthusiastic about playing college basketball, to be honest. Cameron Boozer. Do y'all agree with Cameron Boozer? Bully ball reliant as his biggest issue? I don't agree, bro. I think Cameron Boozer, his biggest issue is vertical pop, athleticism. Because everybody, if Cameron Boozer was jumping out the gym, people wouldn't say nothing about him, bro. He's one of the most accomplished amateur basketball players of all time, probably since Kareem, bro. There's nothing Cameron Boozer has not accomplished as an amateur. Oh, he didn't win in college, but he only played 1 year. But Cameron Boozer, bro, to me, he's underrated. He's a number 1 overall pick level player.
Is that
I don't agree with him saying he's bully ball reliant.
The concern with Boozer's bully ball,
he shoots passes and he can facilitate from the elbow, bro.
Style is basically an NBA translation.
What's cap, Space Gate?
How much of his scoring dominance is skill-based, and how much comes from just being stronger and more physically mature than everyone else around him at the level? At Duke, Boozer could overpower defenders with his frame, carve out deep post position, live through contact, and score without needing a ton of burst or vertical pop. The worry is that in the NBA, he won't be facing undersized college big men or wings that he can just dislodge on the block every possession. Against long Longer,
You
quicker,
saying he's
stronger
slow,
professionals,
Space
it's
Gate,
fair to
but
wonder
Cameron
whether
Boozer
he
is
will
not
create enough
slow.
separation, finish
Cameron
over
Boozer
elite length, or get to the same spots as
is
easily. That
like a
concern
Kevin
ties into a
Love type.
broader athleticism debate.
Nobody
Boozer
said
is not
Kevin Love
viewed
was
as an
slow.
explosive above the rim athlete,
I
so
don't
we
know.
question whether a below the rim, power driven scorer that relies on a lot of post
And I seen
play
him
would
dunk.
be capped with his ceiling as a true number one option in the NBA. There's also a defensive
See,
spillover effect. If he's not a high
I don't think Cam Boozer is a number one option. I do think he's a, what do you call it? I think he's a 2 or a 3, but I think he can contribute to winning basketball, bro.
level rim protector and may struggle some laterally, then the offensive burden on his scoring profile matters even more. Next up is Caleb Wilson, and his biggest issue as a player is that he cannot shoot
I
right
agree.
now. As a freshman at North Carolina, Wilson just hit
I agree.
25.9% of his threes, 7 of 27 total.
Caleb
And
Wilson can't
most
shoot for shit,
viewers
bro.
of the game still treat him as a non-shooter for good
Y'all
reason in the
agree?
NBA range because of the low
Was
volume
Caleb
attempts
Wilson's
and the
biggest
inconsistent accuracy. His free throw mark,
issue?
which came in at around 71%, is better than his raw three-point number suggests and gives some optimism, but it's not strong enough to erase the concern by itself. Mechanically, the outlook
Shout out
is
Hoop
mixed, but
Reference.
not hopeless. People generally don't think his jumper is broken. His issue is just more about consistency. His base, rhythm, and lower body mechanics can waver, and the shot doesn't yet look dependable possession to possession. That matters because Caleb Wilson is at his best when he's attacking
He can't
the rim,
shoot. Hope the
cutting
boys
and
move
running in
down to number
transition, and
6.
making plays as an athletic forward. If defenders don't
What
respect the
you a
jumper,
Bulls
they can
fan?
sag off, shrink driving lanes, and force him to win in tighter spaces.
I don't think.
Next up is
I think they
Darius
still at
Acuff,
4.
and the biggest issue
I think
with
the
him
Bulls
as a
still at
player right
4.
now is that he's a pretty horrible defender.
Y'all agree with Darius Acuff? Terrible defender. I think it's easily his biggest issue.
Darius Acuff's
Easy.
defense is the biggest concern in his profile as a prospect because the issues aren't just about size. They're about consistency, engagement, and his awareness. At 6'3",
Bro, the Bulls do not need to trade down. Get Caleb Wilson. Get Caleb Wilson at 4.
To see high-level competitiveness out
Get
of him
Chris
and
Sanak
take
at
on that edge.
15
Instead,
and
the
build
tape shows a player who
the
can
7
compete at the
seconds
point of attack,
Steve
dial
Nash type
screens, and limit
offense.
track of his assignments
Steve
away from
Nash
the
Suns
ball.
offense
He has a
around Josh
tendency to
Giddey.
stand upright,
Build Josh
react
Giddey
late, and get caught in awkward reactions
Suns
without
offense.
anticipating it, which leads to backdoor cuts, late rotations, and easy advantages given to the offense for his man. The frustrating part is that Acuff is not lacking in the physical tools to be good. He has a sturdy frame, decent length for a guard, and enough athletic ability that he shouldn't be a complete minus defender. That's why we frame it more as a motor and discipline
Darius
problem
Acuff, the
than a
best player in the
hopeless
draft.
physical
Boy,
one.
you crazy?
Right now, the concern is that his opponents will hunt him on
He
switches
alright.
and force him to defend in space
He
until he
cool.
proves he can consistently compete, navigate actions, and
Uh,
stay locked in.
At his highest,
Next
he's
up is Keaton
4.
Wagler, and his biggest issue as a
No.
prospect is his
Acuff not as
physical
big
tools. The basic concern is
as
that
Brunson.
he wins with craft, touch, and pacing, and shot-making ability rather than
How we feeling about Keaton Wagler, bro? They say his biggest issues are his physical tools. I don't know. I don't know about his physical tools. I no, Acuff is strong, bro. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm not no, I don't know, bro. Acuff is strong, but I don't know if I would put him in that Brunson tier. Brunson is legit a big body, bro.
he wins with craft, touch, and pacing, and shot-making ability.
Hold on, let me put the comments on because people probably think I'm just talking to myself. Let me go and let me put the comments on. So just bear with me. Just bear with me. I'm gonna turn my comments on. Let me see. How do I turn the comments on YouTube? I remember. Okay. Okay, let's go. Now let's go to man, see. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put the chat here so people can see. Let Let me go to it. There we go. Chat enabled. Now, back to Keaton Wagler.
With burst, power, or vertical pop. He's a thin guard listed at 6'5", weighing in at just 188 pounds, with a lack of true explosiveness, especially when it comes to getting separation, finishing through contact, and holding up physically on defense. He's not the type of athlete who regularly blows by.
Keaton is going to be okay,
and that shows up in his finishing profile and in worries about how his game will translate against bigger, faster NBA athletes on defense. The concern is not that Wagler is unplayable physically; it's that his margin for error is smaller than most top guard prospects because of this. Because he lacks the elite quick twitch tools, he has to rely heavily on his footwork, deceleration skills, balance, and creativity to generate offense. Defensively, the thin frame.
You heard this? Keaton Wagler don't dunk, bro.
About his ability to navigate screens, his point of attack resistance, and being targeted by stronger guards and wings. Next up is Kingston Flemings, and the biggest issue with him,
bro, Chicago doesn't need a guard. They need a front line, bro.
And more that his measurements shrink his margin for error as
well, hold on. What was Kingston Flemings? Small frame. Yes, bro. That boy, bro, Kingston Flemings is little as hell, bro.
Frame is less that he's too small.
I think he's probably the biggest bust potential
for error as a lead guard
after guards.
He measured in at around 6'2" barefoot and 183 pounds, with a wingspan of 6'3", which is very small for a guy that size. For a player whose game is built on speed, slashing, and point of attack defense, that stuff matters. The worry is that a lighter frame and meek reach could
Kingston Flemings. Size has nothing to do with it. I'm from Chicago.
NBA bodies and consistently get to the free throw line.
But no, I'm saying Caleb Wilson, Chris Sinak at 4 and 15.
Defensive translation is the other.
Bro, that team's cold. Josh Giddey.
He has great hands and good
Modest Buzelis, Caleb Wilson, Chris Sinak Jr., and try to go get Case and Wallace.
And wing players, especially when fighting over screens and holding up on switches. So the worry is not that the tools are fatal. It's that without more strength and length, his size may cap both his finishing efficiency and defensive versatility. Next up is Ade Mara, and his biggest issue
garbage. Bro, let me know how you feel about Ade Mara. I think Ade Mara is garbage, bro. Not garbage, because obviously he finna make the league, but I do not think this dude is good, bro. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Who's better? Who's a better prospect coming out of college? Ade Mara, Donovan Clingan, or Zach Edey? Ade Mara, Donovan Clingan, Zach Edey. Which one of those three bigs is the best? Let me know in the comments. Just can't shoot. He would hurt you in the fourth quarter. He missed close around the rim. Hey, come off the bench center. You talking about Ade Mara come off the bench center?
His lack of athleticism and mobility. Mara is enormous. He's 7'3" with a massive wingspan, and he had the second longest standing reach.
Bro, Ade Mara ain't it, bro.
And that size
I ain't gonna cap.
Natural rim protector.
I ain't gonna cap. Ade Mara ain't it, bro.
Especially quick twitch athlete. He's coordinated for his size, but not genuinely a mobile big man.
He cool, but he ain't it, bro.
He can be slow changing directions, opening his hips, and covering space against smaller players, which raises real questions about how well he will survive in pick and roll coverages, switches, and transitions.
Ade Mara literally did nothing his first 2 years in college, bro.
Constantly forces centers to defend in space. Mara can look very effective in drop coverages, where his length, positioning, and timing do a lot of the work, but the worry is what happens when offenses pull him away from the basket and make him guard multiple actions in a row. At the Combine, he tested either dead last or close to the dead last in every single speed and
he's not good,
which really puts a damper on the most optimistic players about his translation. And finally, last up is Yaxel Lindeberg, and his biggest issue.
I think Yaxel Lindeberg gonna be cold, bro.
The concern with Yaxel Lindeberg.
Y'all agree about Yaxel Lindeberg? I think Yaxel Lindeberg is like built for the modern NBA. I think he gonna be able to play in the playoffs. I ain't gonna call him OG. I ain't gonna call Yaxel Lindeberg OG, but he got some of them traits, bro. Yaxel got some of them traits, fam. He do. He do. Oh my goodness, this is making me mad. Hold on, let me see this. No, that's not. It's not that. I'll figure it out later. I'll figure it out later, post. But I don't like how the chat looks, but it's cool. Yax. Oh, so you agree with Yax Lindbergh's self-creation problem?
While he is a very skilled
He's a role
individual
player,
forward,
though.
he doesn't really project as someone who can consistently generate offense for himself in isolation situations or against a set NBA defense. He's at his best attacking advantages rather than creating them from scratch. At Michigan, a lot of his scoring came from cuts, transition plays.
If you already got your top
attacks,
3 scoring options, top
post
2 scoring options,
Yax
Lindbergh gonna be cold for you, bro.
Over them. For a 6'9" forward, he has a decent handle, but it's not dynamic enough to beat quality defenders in tight spaces or to create reliable separation on the perimeter. He's basically a player that a team will be taking in the top 10, that they understand ahead of time doesn't quite have the star level upside that a player in that range would have, but his floor is as a really good role player. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below.
I like that subscribe, bro. Okay. Let's get into this. Pick a side. One of my favorite independent sports podcasts. They end up talking about damn, Dylan Harper or Cooper Flagg, who's better. Before I play the video, y'all let me know, who would y'all rather have, Dylan Harper or Cooper Flagg? Let me know. Let me know. Dylan Harper, Cooper Flagg. Dylan Harper, Cooper Flagg. And let's see how this look in theater mode. In theater mode, is this better? I'm trying to see. Let me see.
I think Dylan Harper. He had a better rookie season than Cooper Flagg.
I think Harper has put
because
of
he
playoffs.
had a
postseason
he had
that
the most
unfortunately
points of a
Cooper
rookie
wasn't
ever.
able to have.
Did have a historic postseason for a rookie.
He was the second best.
Dylan Harper's a Chicago Bulls. Chill out, bro.
For an NBA Finals team,
100%.
And he wasn't even healthy for part of the playoffs too, with his lower body.
And you
injury.
could argue the Spurs not leaning
Wait, hold on. What
into
they
this
say?
rookie than Cooper Flagg.
I think Harper has put
because of the
he had.
Wait, hold on.
I
What they
just wanted
say?
to make it known that I think Dylan Harper. He had a better rookie season than Cooper Flagg.
I think Harper has put
because of the
he had a
playoffs.
postseason
He had
that
the most
cap,
points of a
bro.
rookie
wasn't
ever.
able to have.
Did have a historic.
Coop is better
postseason for a
than
rookie.
Dylan Harper.
He was
bro.
the second best player
Dylan Harper
in a
would be cold on the
playoff run
Bulls,
for
though,
an
ain't no
NBA
cap.
Finals team.
100%.
Without a
wasn't
doubt.
even healthy for part of the playoffs too, with his lower body.
And you could
injury.
argue the Spurs not leaning into this rookie more is the reason why they didn't win a
Couldn't be more
championship.
right. Them waiting so long to utilize Harper as non-ball creators, but they didn't have the confidence to give him the keys.
Okay,
in the
there's a
finals.
lot of great things you could say about.
Do y'all feel like Mitch Johnson and the Spurs held Dylan Harper back, or do y'all think they played him at the perfect amount? I think he came of age at the right time, bro. De'Aaron Fox just melted down. I think he the truth too. I think Dylan
What does
Harper's the
Flagg
truth,
do?
Cooper
bro.
Flag still.
Right now, what does Flagg do better than Harper?
He's a better defender.
Does he
He's a
handle
better
the ball
rebounder. No,
better? Does
offensively,
he
Harper's
play
a
make better than him?
player
Does he finish better than him?
No, he's still.
Does he get to the
Harper's
basket?
generational.
That's the issue. Like
finishing
my
prospect.
mind immediately went to finishing, and I can't even say.
Here's the thing: Harper was so good defensively. Just long term, Cooper Flag has
He's fucking like 6'9".
all of those traits. Not quite the same finisher, but Flag has all of those traits while being this Wayne hybrid, and that just has so much value. I agree with you in the sense that Harper is an amazing prospect. He would be number 1 overall pick in most classes, but I still was very impressed with Cooper Flagg's rookie year. I know a lot of it was at the very end of the season, some meaningless games, but even still, I would argue Flagg's.
Bro, okay, I don't agree with people saying that Flagg played meaningless games, bro. Cooper Flagg played on Christmas, dog. Do y'all think Cooper Flagg played meaningless games? Dylan Harper had Stephon Castle. He had De'Aaron Fox. He had Victor Wembanyama. Cooper Flagg didn't have nobody. He had P.J. Washington, Daniel Gafford, Najee Marshall, bro. He was playing on Christmas against like the Warriors. He was playing on national TV down there once or twice a week, bro. Dylan Harper was getting to come off the bench. He had 2 guards that was above him to take the pressure off. No, bro, this is way different circumstances. And if Cooper Flagg was in the finals with this Spurs team, y'all don't think he putting up numbers? Like, come on, bro.
Potential is why he's still fairly the first pick.
I'm impressed with Flagg's rookie season. He won Rookie of the Year. It was a tight race with Conconnipple, but he won Rookie of the Year.
That Con nipple shit was capped too. That boy had LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges. Like, come on, man. Y'all gotta quit playing Cooper Flagg, bro.
Don't know what's the difference. He had the better rookie year because he was on a team that was bad enough to just force feed him a ton of possessions. And you have to be good enough to capitalize on those looks. But Dylan Harper, per 36, averaged 19 and 6 on excellent efficiency. If Dylan Harper was on the Wizards last year, he probably averages 20 a night too. I mean, he's that good. He just
Dallas, Texas.
On a team
I'm in Dallas, Texas,
that
bro.
had a player in Fox in front of him and Castle, the rookie of the year from last year. But the fact that Harper in the playoffs was better than an All-Star, was better than the rookie of the year last year.
It's crazy.
He was the second best player in that.
Say Spacegate, go to the channel that you're on right now. I dropped a video about the Chicago Bulls making a video in a draft, bro. I think it's titled "The Best or the Most Important Chicago Bulls Drafts" is Derrick Rose, something like that.
Team.
I mean, Flagg averaged 21, 7, and 5 as the number one as a 19-year-old. Like, I'm not taking anything away from Dylan Harper. I think he's sensational. But Flagg didn't have a regular rookie season. It's like, per 36, I get it. Flagg did it. And that was without fucking Wemby tax, too.
And then in the playoffs, Dylan Harper did it against playoff defenses.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
that's not taking anything away from
the
him.
last run that I've seen from a player this young, not even counting rookies, just counting players that were fairly young when they made a run, was James Harden in OKC. He was awesome up until the finals. In the finals, he did not play well. The fact that Dylan Harper, it didn't matter the team, it didn't matter the round. Each time further into the playoffs, he was
Chris.
Tatum was a bit.
Cool, clear as Dylan Harper, bro. And see, I don't want to sound disrespectful because Joel just brought up a good point. He said that James Harden was the only person you can really compare Dylan Harper to. Don't forget about Kobe. Kobe was doing some similar things, but James Harden was doing similar things to Dylan Harper as the sixth man. But Dylan Harper actually played good in the finals. James Harden flamed out. But at the same time, bro, y'all don't think Cooper Flagg could have did this. That's my whole point.
He was number 2 in my opinion.
Tatum was a game for the finals.
Dunked on LeBron. Fuck.
And that was
Incredible stuff.
Tatum did have that. Can't forget about that. Dylan Harper figured out every defense every single round. Yeah. When he was healthy, he torched Minnesota. In the conference finals, he was amazing against OKC. That's the best defense on the planet.
Hang on, Joel. The Donovan Mitchell issue too. I don't mean to cut you off, but Donovan Mitchell won a playoff series rookie. I'm sorry.
And then in the finals, he was the second best player on the team. And the Spurs led the series for 75% of the series. They lost, but I don't think it was because of Harper doing the playoff. They lost because of Fox's mistakes.
Harper was the reason they were winning a lot of those
Harper
games.
is their second best player. I agree with you in the sense that people forget too. Harper didn't even have a training camp because he had thumb surgery. And
Harper wasn't the second best player,
and
bro.
He had to work as well.
Hold on, that's cap. Harper wasn't the second best player. It was Stephon Castle. Basketball was played on both ends, bro. Y'all think, bro, who is averaging 18 points a game? Man, say it out. Dylan Harper, 14 a game. He was 51% from the field. That was in the playoffs, bro. What's Stephon Castle do in the playoffs? Because I get what he did in the finals. But they said Dylan Harper was the second best player on the Spurs. I think it was Stephon Castle all year. Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle was the second best player on the Spurs, bro. I'm not going
back into the lineup with the team. Like you said, it has Fox and Castle. And by midseason, once he was 4 months removed from that surgery, he was shooting well from 3-point land. Just right now, Flagg is a better playmaker, and he's got a more rare package as the 6'9" point forward. And to me,
I agree.
I mean, like Del said, his rookie season was
defensive impact,
relatively kind of historic from a not just efficiency, but more so the production. And that's why, to me, it'd be Flagg at 1, Harper 2, and he'll be one of the best number 2 picks.
I think one of the beauties of getting older is you become
bro. Cooper Flagg had one of the better seasons. I ain't gonna say one of the better seasons, but you can compare his rookie year to LeBron, bro.
a lot more open-minded. And truthfully, Joel, I like where your head's at.
If the only flaw with Dylan Harper is that he shoots 34% from 3, I'm taking that. They act as if he's a Man Thompson from 3.
So what's Cooper's flaw then?
I think the ball handling.
His defense
Given
was
size.
His defense wasn't as good as I was hoping
Well,
for.
his defense,
was
but
two
his defense
stocks.
wasn't good at all.
25
His
win
defense
team.
wasn't good.
At
his rookie
19
year.
years old, 2 stocks a game.
Bro, his defense wasn't good. Hold on. They say his defense wasn't good. Let me say Cooper Flagg defensive rating. Do y'all think Cooper Flagg had good defense? They go hate on Cooper. 115. Okay, what's Dylan Harper's? 112. Uh-oh. Okay. Maybe.
Game.
The way he was propped up pre-draft, I mean, he's just a
19
rookie.
years old.
He's just a
2
rookie.
stocks.
I just think
Playing
the
on a
upside.
trash Mavericks injured team.
I think Cooper Flagg is more potential, but he has all the potential. He just averaged 21 as a rookie. Harper, I would say, is the better player right now, especially with the playoff run. But after this year, you're telling me Cooper Flagg averaged 21, won Rookie of the Year, was putting up 40-point performances by the end of the season, is looking like a superstar. I'm taking the guy with the 6'9" size and upside.
Here's where I'm at.
Me too.
I'm at with it where sometimes
This is what I said, bro. I said Cooper Flagg has an MVP ceiling. Dylan Harper has an all NBA ceiling. That's both good, but I'm taking the MVP ceiling. It says Spacegate. That's gonna be a tight between them two. I call it even. I mean, I ain't mad at it. Dylan, if you saying Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper is even, I ain't mad at it, bro.
we mistake size for potential.
But Cooper Flagg
And
potential.
I say that because there was
MVP.
another draft class that featured
Can't say that
3 Hall
about
of Fame
Dylan Harper.
players, and the first overall pick very well was amazing, but the 2 guards drafted in that class ended up being better than him. And I'm talking about 2009. Blake Griffin goes 1. Steph Curry and Harden in that same draft class ended up being better than him. Blake Griffin early on, if you look at the first 3 seasons of their careers,
Oh,
Steph, Blake,
man. He is tripping. Blake Griffin, Steph and James Harden versus Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper. No. Blake Griffin was very limited in terms of all around game, bro.
Blake's and Harden. You would have thought Blake would have had the best career. He has the most potential. He can jump high, he can pass, he can do everything at his size. But these players that were guards that could actually be lead initiators for offenses were the ones that became the superstars or the first ballot Hall of Fame talents. With Dylan Harper, the fact that he's already arguably the best finishing guard that we've ever seen, to me,
Come on,
if
bro.
you're telling me
Dylan
who
Harper's
is
not the
gonna
best
be
finishing
at
guard
their
ever,
peak,
bro.
the better offensive engine, I would go with Dylan Harper.
I'm not mad at that.
That's not crazy. Saying Dylan Harper is gonna be a better offensive engine than Cooper Flagg is not crazy. But what is crazy is not understanding Cooper Flagg is going to impact every facet of the game at a higher level, in my opinion. Now, in terms of a better scorer, bro, Dylan Harper might be a better scorer, but I think in terms of everything else, I think Cooper Flagg's gonna get him. Cam Carr will block your shot, rain trays, and tomahawk dunk it on your forehead.
Cooper Flagg will
Go
probably
Baylor
be
Birds.
probably the better two-way player, but the better offensive engine, I think, would be Dylan Harper. So that's why, to me, I don't want to just say
Just average 22.
I don't want to just say Flagg has more potential because he has more size to him. Because I think Harper being 6'5", being able to defend, I mean, his defense throughout this run was incredible too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd argue his defense in the playoffs was more impressive than any defensive stretch I've seen for Cooper
Like,
Flagg
comment,
all season
subscribe,
long.
y'all.
You're right. No, Harper
Like,
is more
comment,
impressive as a
subscribe.
rookie. You cannot take that away.
That was not said until the playoffs,
How?
which is
How was Harper more impressive as a rookie, bro? Cooper Flagg was the number one option on a team that was playing on Christmas, bro. Cooper Flagg played like 20 plus games on national TV with a trash squad, and he was not getting embarrassed, fam. Dylan Harper was coming off the bench. Dylan Harper had an all-star guard in De'Aaron Fox. Dylan Harper had a great two-way guard in Stephon Castle. Dylan Harper had Victor Wembanyama, bro. How did Dylan Harper have a better year? Same thing with Con Knuckle, bro. Bro, Cooper Flagg, bro. Y'all tripping, man. Y'all tripping, bro.
Fair. The playoffs obviously matter.
That's what matters most to me because he
But
was
he
their
wasn't
second most
even-
reliable
But
player.
he wasn't even in the
on a-
conversations when the regular
No,
season
he was
ended.
really good in the
Situationally,
opportunities
too,
that
he
he
was also
got.
in a
And the
fucking awesome
Which is
Drew.
listen, the
Nah, Cam
playoffs
Core cool.
matter.
The
It
moment-
matters.
The moment he got his opportunity, 27 and 10, nearly shooting 80% from the field. When everything went awry, everything. Wemby goes down with a concussion, and all of a sudden, who are you turning to? It's a 20-year-old rookie, and he's the one calming the storm
So who are you taking?
and leading this offense. I'm taking Cooper Flagg. He's nearly a year. He's
Yeah,
also
come on,
nearly
bro.
a year younger than
Come on,
Tatum
bro.
because
That
he
is crazy.
reclassified.
Yeah.
And so for him to be as
Con-
good as he was,
Con
in
had
spite of his supporting
number
cast,
one
not
most
having
made
Kyrie
trades
for the
in
entire
all
season,
NBA.
Anthony Davis in
That's what
that
I'm saying,
picture,
like,
Bro, give me
there's so many
Coop.
moving parts.
Give me
I
Harper. Give me
believe this
VJ over
1-2 is
Con, bro.
amazing. It also comes down to the fact that I do believe at times there's like this
Seen the highlights.
people have their pre-draft
On
priors.
Cooper
and
Flagg,
I know
he is
people
really
are gonna
good.
say,
They're
oh,
gonna
maybe you have your
underestimate him.
pre-draft priors. for
Cooper Flagg a
I
dog.
don't believe
Easy
that's the
number
case.
one.
It's just his situation this year was a bit of a disaster, and he was still very impressive in spite of that.
Bro, not only was Cooper Flagg's situation a disaster, he was playing on national TV a lot of nights. Short list of players I'm taking over Dylan Harper, but Coop is one of them. Now, facts. I would like that as well. You can't have the argument that Harper had a better rookie season just because what he did in the playoffs. Flagg would have done the same if he would have gone to the playoffs with the Spurs roster. Facts. When Flagg scored 49 and 51 as the main guy, his shooting splits were 69, 66, 100, and 63, 67, 100. What are we even talking about here? Flagg will be in MVP talks in the next 3 to 5 years, and Harper will be in All NBA talks in the next 3 to 5 years. See, that's what I was saying. Cam Carr going to punch it down on VJ Edge teeth, bro. Chill out. Dylan Harper had a better playoff series than JT. What are we doing? He just had the second best rookie guard playoffs of all time. Okay, I agree. Shit, but damn, come on, bro. True, but no disrespect to JT, bro. Come off an Achilles tear. Put Cooper on that Spurs team and take Harper out. They win this season. Harper's amazing. Cooper's just one of the ones that's above him. Facts. That's all I'm saying. If Spurs had Coop, they'll won a ring respectfully. The playoffs really highlighted how great Harper can be. Coop showed all season that he's a franchise player. I think it's hard to call until we see them in year 2. Okay. What else did we have? Spurs need to trade Fox. Oh yeah, ain't nobody taking Fox with their contract, bro. I'm gonna go on tell you that now. Ain't nobody taking De'Aaron Fox with that contract. I'm gonna just tell you that, bro. I'm gonna just tell you that. What else did we have? What else did we have following? Bro, who is this? Bro, who is this? Nah, hell nah. Who is this, bro? Do y'all see this shit? Fox to Charlotte, LaMelo to the Clippers. Possibly. Y'all see this? I don't trust this type shit. Baba Miller trash, Space Gate, bro. Baba Miller is trash. Baba Miller is trash. Hey, y'all go follow me on TikTok. Diddy knows ball. No Diddy, but Diddy knows ball. No Diddy, but Diddy knows ball. Bro, look at this nigga, bro. Nah, I ain't trusting this shit, bro. Trayvon Brazil in round 2. How we are Bears. Who you root for in the NBA? Bro, look at this dude. Nah, that shit trash, bro. Nah, this is trash. Nah, bro, this nigga slow as hell, bro. We get off this. That nigga slow as hell, bro. That boy slow as hell. Who the Thunder trade? What the Thunder happened? Thunder trade. Oh, Thunder trade title hero Wiggins to Hawks for future picks. The Oklahoma City Thunder are finalizing a deal to send Aaron Wiggins to the Atlanta Hawks for 2030 second round pick and less favorable Atlanta's or LA's 32 second rounder. This year's Wiggins $9 million salary. Man, I guess. W Hawks or WOKC getting rid of Wiggins. Trayvon Brazil, my guy. The Bulls, it's been paying for years. I got a remedy for y'all, bro. The Bulls need to pick up Caleb Wilson. The Bulls need to pick up Chris Sinak at 4 and 15. And they need to run a running gun. Steve Nash 07 Suns offense, bro. That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. But yeah, Aaron Wiggins is gone. I guess OKC is gonna have to shed salary. So they're gonna be getting off some of that Caleb and Cam Carr. Bruh. Cameron Carr is cool, but bro, you need a big front line. Look, listen, Howie. You can put Caleb Wilson at your 4, Chris Sinak at your 5. Caleb Wilson could be your Amari Stoudemire type eventually. Chris Sinak, he could be just like your big center that's switchable, could hit the midi. He can hit the 3 occasionally. And think about this. Modest Buzelis can be like your Sean Marion and let Josh Giddey be your Steve Nash type. You could have like a switchable defensive Suns team that just don't have as much shooting. And then you could eventually probably get Case and Wallace. So think about this, Howie. Yeah, Sinak is about 2 years away, but this team is 2 years away. Caleb Wilson, 2 years away. Y'all got time. Josh Giddey only like 23, bro. And think about this. Josh Giddey, Case and Wallace, Modest Buzelis, Caleb Wilson, and Chris Sinak. Remember, y'all still got Anthony Simons and Colin Sexton, so y'all could probably turn them into something. But bro, you get Cameron Carr, bro. That's I don't know. That's cool, but yeah. Hey, y'all like the video? Y'all hit like on it so I can get some some love. Sinak is opposite of a dog, but you're asking him to be like a 4th option. Bro, 24 for Josh Giddey is not old, bro. 20, you got to think about it like this. Simons and Sexton, they both gone? Now, if y'all lose them both, yeah. That's crazy. If y'all lose them both. I would probably try to keep Colin Sexton. I ain't gonna cap. I don't know. Y'all should try to keep one of them. If y'all had to keep one, Howie, who would y'all keep? If y'all had to keep one, I'd probably keep Colin Sexton. Colin Sexton underrated like a motherfucker, bro. But yeah, Aaron Wiggins gone from Oklahoma City. Oh well. This is dropping the bucket. Who cares? Suns lock up Gillespie and Goodwin with contracts. CJ McCollum agrees to 1-year deal. I mean, I guess. I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. That big man is crazy. Damn, 2020. Anthony Edwards, Cade, Paolo, Wemby, Reese, Shea, Cooper, Flagg. That's crazy. That's crazy. Giannis Antetokounmpo expected to be traded in the next 48 hours per multiple reports. It says Simons. Okay, I spin on the center: Hartenstein or Kessler or Duran. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, Chicago would be okay if they end up with Caleb Wilson and Chris Sinak. A core 4 of Josh Giddey, Modest Buzelis, Caleb Wilson and Chris Sinek could do something in the next 3 years, bro. Don't be doing all that, bro. And then did you see how Duran looked in the playoffs? Hardenstein is cool, but he's a little older. Kessler, that boy just broke his knee or some shit like that. Oh,
Over Tim and all of the hardest player in the NBA you defended.
Hardest player?
Hardest player.
Oh, Dirk Nowitzki.
And what? Over Tim and all of
Yeah. Well, yeah, because see, I figured, yeah. So I figured Dirk out. I mean, I figured Tim out and KG out sooner than I figured Dirk out.
Okay.
They were post up.
So what did Dirk?
Dirk ran in transition. He hit transition threes.
That's a prime
He
Dirk.
picked and pop. Yeah, pick and pop. You
Shout
know,
out
I thought
Dirk.
Dirk was a better, 1, 2, 3 dribble ISO player than Tim and KG. They had some other parts of their game that were tough, but just speaking of the 3 best players at my position while I was in the NBA, it was those 3 guys. Dirk and Tim were in my division, but Tim would be more or less considered traditional. I didn't have to guard Tim. He played more he was a 4, but he played the 5 more. So but I had to guard Dirk. Dirk was like that hybrid 4, was just impossible to deal with.
Hardest player in the NBA you defended.
Hardest player.
bro, shout out David West. Do y'all think Dirk had a deeper he was a better offensive player than Dirk and KG? I mean, do y'all think Dirk was a better offensive player than Tim Duncan and KG? I think it's easy, yes. David West basically said Dirk was the hardest player he ever had to guard, and he played against KG and Tim Duncan. Yep. Draymond Green said the toughest player he had to guard was Zion. He ain't just strong, he's powerful. Taking him on 2 days in a row, my back hurt, my hips hurt. I'm banged all up. I'm hurt, brother. That's funny. Okay. Why is Rob Pelinka trending, bro? What you saying? Yeah, are y'all talking about Dirk? Yeah. It said, yeah, Dirk had fadeaway shot, but the other's better because Hall of Fame defense. I agree. But Dirk was like MVP. What Dirk? Bro, Dirk was one of the greatest scorers ever, bro. And he was a 40, 50, 90 guy. I'm from Dallas, so I'm a little biased, but I seen a lot of Dirk. I seen a lot of Tim Duncan, a lot of KG because of that Western Conference situation. In terms of offense, Dirk was impressive. And as soon as he got a guy like Tyson Chandler next to him and not Eric Dampier or Dazana Job, you see what happened. Chris, I just went over that, bro. Yes, I seen Wiggins went to the Hawks, bro. I just went over that, sir. Yeah. Oh, it says it looks like Rob Pelinka is finally getting to work. The Lakers reportedly told Lucas Kemp for over a year. Summer of 26, we'll show you in the summer of 26. Now that summer's here, Lucas expects a near immediate path to championship contention. What? Well, hold on. It says Jason Temp says the Knicks blueprint could save the Lakers. Luka plus Austin Reeves is enough. It's all about who Rob Pelinka puts around him. Wait, hold on. Do y'all think Luka and Reeves is enough as a 1 and 2, depending on what's around them? Hold on, let me see the volume. I'll follow the volume. I ain't tripping. Okay, let's see what he got to say.
And so from there, what I would Colin, what happened with the Knicks actually made me think the Lakers are closer, in the sense that what was one of the biggest storylines surrounding the NBA over the last 2 years? Can't win with Cat and Brunson. They're both bad defenders. That was the story. Yeah. And frankly, what happened is they.
Good point. We were saying that. Hey, Chris, remember we were saying that? We were saying Brunson and Cat were two bad defenders.
Two-way players, and they made it happen. Now, the important differentiator there is the Jalen Brunson discount, and that's the kind of the important context there. And by the way, I do think if Austin stays with the Lakers, they do something slightly more team friendly. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a slight discount to stay there. But still, I think Luka and Austin as complement.
But the thing is, I think, and let me know how y'all feel, I think Brunson and Cat tries more defensively than Luka and Austin Reeves. I still think even if your two best players are bad defenders, they have to try. You see what happened with Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, bro. They just didn't even give a damn.
Complimentary ball handlers are enough. That's not the issue. The issue is the surrounding talent. The issue is Rob Pelinka's ability to find starting caliber players to put around them. It's the ability to find a player you can pay 25, 30 million that is a like legit rock solid starting caliber, guards the other team's best player, knocks down open catch and shoot threes, that type of dude. Like, to me, like, I think the Knicks should be the symbol for the rest of the NBA that you're closer than you think. You need to have complementary
Who support their
talent.
team? Who support their team? Jason Timp? He said the Lakers are trash.
Everyone's got to fit really well. You got to have strong culture. You got to have a guy who can carry you home in the last 5 minutes, which that's Luka. Luka absolutely can carry you home in the last 5 minutes.
I agree.
But from there, it's like you got to hit on the margins. Like the Knicks getting a Landry Shamet at a discount last summer and turning him into a big-time rotation player. Them putting together a legitimate starting lineup that can cover for the defensive weaknesses of their two best players. Like,
okay. How y'all feel about that? Did the Knicks show a blueprint to the Lakers? Do y'all think the Lakers could win a championship with Luke as the 1 and Reeves as the 2? Fire Pelinka already for fuck's sake, I guess. Break the Los Angeles Lakers offer Rui connect to the Sacramento Kings for DeMar DeRozan. Oh Lord. Nah, that's crazy, bro. Nah, that's crazy. Rob Pelinka should be fired. A potential 14 Giannis trade framework. Heat, Giannis, Bobby Portis, Dalton Connect, Pistons, Tyler Hero, Jake LaRavia. What? Yeah, they killing. Luka can't play defense. They're killing Rob Pelinka. That's crazy. I will say this. Let me see. CJ McCollum, 1 year, $21 million to the Hawks. That's a good re-sign.
From there,
that's a good re-sign. Say, bro, can I get on my TikTok? Let me see if I can get on my TikTok. Talk. Diddy knows. Ball. Let me see if I get on my TikTok, bro. Look at this. Look at this. Say, bro, tell me if I'm tripping. It says the Celtics will welcome a straight up Jaylen Brown for Giannis swap. I think Jaylen Brown is better than Giannis right now, bro. Jaylen Brown coming off arguably his best season ever. He done led his team without Jason Tatum to a top 3 seed. Giannis, of course, didn't play. And I don't see why people in this post was acting like the Celtics need to give the Bucks even more. This is the best potential trade package you getting right now. Even if Jaylen Brown don't want to go there, he's more valuable than anybody you getting for Giannis right now, bro. Because Jaylen Brown is better than Giannis right now. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. If I was the Bucks, I would jump on it. And if I was the Celtics, I wouldn't even do it. Giannis ain't go play. He ain't played. He don't play. You trading a potential MVP Let me know.
for an old MVP who don't play. That's just me.
So, how y'all feeling? Because I was getting killed in the comments.
Happy Father's Day.
I was getting killed in the comments, bro. Y'all follow me at Diddy Knows Ball on TikTok. But y'all let me know. Is Giannis still better than Jaylen Brown right now? Who would you rather have right now? Jaylen Brown or Giannis? Right now. Not all time. Right now, bro. They literally was trying to cook me in the comments. It was people even saying in the video I got that from that what was they saying? They were saying that Jaylen Brown wasn't enough for Giannis. I thought that was so disrespectful, bro. I thought that was so disrespectful. What's going on with y'all, bro? Y'all let me know something. Oh, I did see this video. bro. And we can react to this. So the title of this video was "The 3-Point Revolution Might Be Over." I thought this could be interesting to hear about. So let's kind of get into this. Is the 3-point revolution over?
Ball is in the NBA. Are we moving a little bit away from it? And when I'm not mean getting away. I don't mean that it's being gone. Are we implementing more stuff in the offense today? Watching this Knicks team, watching the San Antonio team, are we moving more away? Are we moving further into other aspects of the offense and not relying solely on the long ball?
Is this no longer a 3 free throw layup league, bro? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I think I've been seeing centers come back. I think I've been seeing traditional lineups come back in the NBA period. I think we're gonna have more traditional point guards, more traditional shooting guards, small forwards, power forward centers. I think with Wemby, I think we're gonna have traditional lineups again. Because
I think that Joe Mazzulla has swung this conversation again a little bit chill because the numbers failed him this offseason in these playoffs. And it looked like he had no other buttons to push. So I think to your point, I think teams are starting to understand like maybe all these threes aren't created equally, right? And I think to Real Talk's point as well is like the 3-point volume, the increase in 3-point volume, I think has been a direct correlation to like home court doesn't matter.
Yes, because defense being allowed hands on.
Like I really believe that the ability to come back.
So what, more middies?
Now, when 20 used to feel like 40 on the road back in the day in the playoffs, because of the 3-point shooting, a lot of that's being negated now, home court advantage. I think you're right, Jill, but teams are starting to understand that not all threes are created equally. I think the NBA went through a period, especially after Boston won in 24, where it was just like to Real Talk's point, let's just get up as many as possible, and the math will do the rest. But we've now seen, I think, a big enough sample size where you have to have some layers and some wrinkles into that offense, man. And it always helps to have a closer as well.
Is it?
Now you got to go back to original basketball, physical.
Is with the home floor, because I do think
I ain't
the
mad
home
at
floor matters in some aspects. I don't think it matters in every aspect because you got to go on the road and win. And I think the great ones are able to do that. I'm not sure if the Knicks are down 29 in San Antonio that they come back, as opposed to when they're in Madison Square Garden and they're down 20 times. I think it's a different energy in that building. I think when that lead from 29 gets cut to 22, which gets cut to 17, and that crowd gets behind them, and then it gets cut to 14, and I think that you can see the doubt in San Antonio. If they're in San Antonio, I think that crowd's going to get behind them, and I'm not sure if that lead gets cut to what it is. Now, with that being said, we all know that role players play better at home. We know that. Rotation guys, they do more. I mean, I think it's different when you're playing in your building than you are playing in other buildings. But I've always thought on the logic, if I'm better than you, I'll beat your ass anyway. If you're better than me, you can whoop me in my building, you can whoop me in your building. If you are better than me, like you say you are. But I say all of that to say that I think that we move into different spaces when it comes to eras, Ox. So we had the big man era. The game ran through the big fella. Big fella was on the box. He was the guy who we ran the offense through. And the spacing in terms of the mid-range, that's where guys shot, and then guys shot the long ball. I'm not gonna argue that point. And then we moved into this, slower paced era where the game was just slowly ran through the big man, Shaq particularly. Then we went from that to the Phoenix Suns, who are doing this all day long, and they're shooting the long ball, and then enter Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, and now we're gonna stretch the defense 25, 30 feet away from the basket. So now this is the game, because that's the formula to win. Only except everybody can't play like that. And I think that there's teams that are recognizing that, okay, there's other ways to win. Ox, you've mentioned this a bunch of different times. Everybody doesn't have to play the same brand of basketball.
Yep. They say it's a copycat league, bro. Whoever wins the latest championship, that becomes the flavor of the month, the new style, bro. If people just find a style that works for the core group that they have, the NBA would be better off. Everybody be trying to take and steal and copycat each other. That'd be the problem. Everybody was trying to shoot threes when they have bad 3-point shooters, and it'd be like,
there's other ways to win basketball games. And I think that we may be moving toward that way where we don't have to rely solely on the long ball.
I mean, people are I don't think that at any point now we're going to see like a significant decrease in 3-point attempts at this point, because just, of course, there are a whole bunch of different ways to generating it. But at the end of the day now, teams are trying to generate open threes to then generate open layups, or vice versa.
Sure.
You're either trying to get 2 feet in the paint to collapse the defense for a kick out that's going to lead to a 3.
The physical play wears down 3-point shooters. That was the scheme in New York.
Have to extend, and now the dribble
Yeah.
drive becomes easier.
And then Brunson just
like that.
closes all the
So
games
3-point
too.
volume to me at this
5
point
comebacks,
isn't
5
going anywhere.
double-digit
You have
comebacks for the
different
Knicks. It's
avenues
crazy.
of getting there. Some people do it through pick and roll players who can collapse defenses that way, i.e. Luka Doncic or Shea. You have players that can do it off dribble drive like Giannis, also Shea because he gets downhill a lot. People do it with their scoring prowess like Anthony Edwards. Anywhere he's on the court, you have to send multiple bodies, so that's easy.
Brunson is strong
Wemby with
physical,
his
mentally.
vertical
He trained
threat
himself.
on the lob.
Big body
Defenses have to
Brunson.
collapse. Now we have a skip to the corner basically every time. That's why the Spurs led the league in corner 3-point attempts. Like these are looks that threes are being generated because they want them to be generated. I mean, it just is what it is at this point.
Brunson definitely knows what's going on. Okay, what is going on?
But Joe, what's your blueprint now? Do you think what's the ideal team now in your opinion to build? Is it just a whole bunch of guys that can do everything? Do you need a big man still that can stretch the floor? Do you need a superstar? Because this Knicks team is one of the very few teams in NBA history who won't have a first team All NBA guy on there, right? So it's what type of team chill gets it done?
But no, I ain't finna do that because Brunson is first team All NBA level. Jalen Brunson has one of the most underrated basketball resumes, period. Jalen Brunson was one of the best players in high school, McDonald's All-American. He was the best player in college basketball. He won 2 national championships at Villanova. With the Mavericks, he ended up being one of the better second options. They got all the way to a conference finals. And then he got to the Knicks and he went to 2 straight conference finals. Then he went to a finals and ended up getting the finals and winning finals MVP. Jalen Brunson is one of them, bro. He's the All NBA first team level.
Had a few different types of champions too, which is interesting.
Well, I've always felt like your big guy is your centerpiece. I've always felt like that. And the fact that the big guy is able to be more skilled today and drag other big guys away from the basket. So instead of running the offense on the box and running it through him closer to the basket, now I'm able to create more space when I'm running it at the top of the nail or if I'm running it on the wing. Because essentially what the Knicks did was Mike Brown took a page out of Denver's book and he dumbed down the offense. So I don't think Cat can make the reads that Joker can make. However, he can.
People go hate on him and talk about his size and defense. Pretty much, people don't hate on Jalen Brunson no more. And I think they just underrated him. They didn't really hate on him.
Complicate this with Cat. If I'm making Cat look at a bunch of different reads, then he's going to ultimately turn the ball over. Cat, he's either operating off of Jalen Brunson. If he's got a big, take him to the basket. You can handle him. If he backs off you, knock down the open shot and keep the offense open. Right. So that's what I'm thinking about when I think about a big. In terms of being the hub of your offense, I just always felt like your big is the centerpiece of your offense, and I think that Mike Brown did a great job in doing that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not anymore. I like him from the beginning because I like his style. I understand his game. Nah, Jalen Brunson. I've been a fan of Jalen Brunson since he was 17, bro. Since he was coming out of high school, Jalen Brunson's always been a dog to me. Real talk. Golden State introduced more position. I'm reading comments. Golden State introduced more traditional positionless basketball, but the team that made 3-point shots a thing was Houston. They were the only team who could compete against the Warriors. So teams adopted their style to try and beat KD, Steph, Warriors. Then the league saw how much more efficient 3-point shots were and fell in love with it. Glad to see there's a happy medium being created. Oh, that's real talk. The Warriors really leveraged the threat of 3-pointer to kill teams at the rim and also play phenomenal team defense. In their run, I don't think they ever actually let the NBA in terms of 3-pointers attempted. It was a bunch of copycats who didn't have the same level of talent. They tried to bridge the gap by spamming threes. Nasty error in my opinion, but important for the evolution. The Celtics have bricked themselves out of too many playoff series. Chucky threes has diminished returns at a certain point. I agree. What else has been going on? What's been going on in basketball, bro? Y'all talk to me. What's been going on? What else do we need to cover? Oh, the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks got a chance to have one of the most craziest rebuilds. So it's a guy called Slightly Biased. He just dropped They have to have an incredible offseason. I'm gonna subscribe to him because he does pretty good content. Let me like it too. But he says they have to have an incredible offseason. So let's see what's
Here and lie to
talking
you,
about.
I am absolutely terrified about what lies in store for the Dallas Mavericks. The NBA draft is 48 hours away. As of the time I'm recording this, the Mavericks do not have a head coach. The Mavericks have not made any trades. I think they should.
We don't have. I'm a Mavericks fan, by the way, but we do not have a head coach, and I don't think there's any available that's worth they damn salt. To be honest, what good coaches are out there? Somebody please tell me what good coaches are out there for the Mavericks, bro.
Should have both of those things figured out before the draft. We're going to do that today. I'm going to take over. Get your notepad out, Dumont, and start taking some notes. Start scribbling some stuff down. Let's talk about the Dallas Mavericks. That's an exciting report.
I like the graphics, bro.
Folks, it's time for me to take over this beautiful town. The beautiful city of Dallas. I mean, damn, it does look pretty good, the skyline. That's a lot of fucking loops on the highway. I mean, how many loops do we need? Can we
Okay,
add
bro,
three
get
or
off my
four
city,
more loops to
dog.
make it work? I mean, Jesus. Well, folks, I feel like a homer saying this, but it is just kind of true. The Dallas Mavericks are one of the most interesting teams this offseason. I mean, a lot of different directions they can go.
Damn,
Obviously, they
is
were
he
bad
from
last year,
Dallas?
30 games below 500. Obviously, still somewhat reeling from the Luka Doncic trade. Anthony Davis traded midseason last year, but they were blessed by luck. They were blessed by corruption. Whichever way you want to look at it. They won the lottery. They have...
Nah, Dallas winning the lottery was definitely corruption, bro. There has been, like, after trading Luka, then us getting Coop, there's no possible way that there wasn't corruption found. I'm just keeping it a buck.
Harper Flagg, things are starting to maybe potentially look up just a teeny tiny bit. Okay, my God, my face is so huge on these. I mean, I know I'm the star of the show, but like, geez, can we tone it down? Now they do have a pathway here. They have 2 first-round picks this year: the 9th overall pick, the 30th overall pick. 30, meh. I think it's a pretty deep draft, and I'm thinking you could get somebody good at 30, and we're going to talk about that later. 9, a little bit scary because there are a lot of scary scenarios this can go. Free agency-wise, they're okay. Their biggest need,
That nigga
Cooper
talk
Flagg's
slow.
timeline. Nothing else matters, period, okay? Nothing else matters. You do not have control over your own pick for the next 5 seasons. That doesn't mean you need to rush anything. That doesn't mean you need to make big time trades. It just means now is when we can focus on building for the future, because it's going to be a little bit difficult for us to do that moving forward. The main question, just how far do we take it? How far are we willing to go? And my takeaway is this: I'm putting my stance here. Leave this incredible draft loaded. I'm planting my flag. I'm putting my foot down. I'm making this bold statement. The Mavericks need to have 3 first-round picks. By the end of
Something
Tuesday
about
night,
Dallas,
Mavericks need
I've
to
been
have at least 3
watching
picks for me to be happy.
all
I
this
think
week,
there's a lot of
wondering who
different
y'all
pathways to
going
do
to
it.
pick.
They could trade back from 9.
I hope we get Braden Burries and Alex Caravan. I don't care who we get at 48. I really don't. Unless it's Jaden Bradley. Yeah, if we can get Braden Burries, if we can get Alex Caravan, and we can get Jaden Bradley, I'll be happy, bro.
To pick up more assets, they could trade one of their vets to get another pick inside the first round. However they decide to go about it, I personally think they need to do it. I'm also not going to talk about a coaching hire in this video because frankly, I don't really care all that much. Frankly, did I do that on accident?
No,
Does that mean Frank Vogel's coming?
Bro, chill the fuck out. We better not get no Frank
Washington to the
Vogel.
San Antonio Spurs makes all of the sense in the world for the San Antonio Spurs. The type of player that they
Wait, hold
desperately
on. I don't know if I want Keldon Johnson, bro. I'll take that 20th pick though. Wait, hold on. Why would the Spurs give us Keldon Johnson? Why would the Spurs give us Keldon Johnson, the 20th pick, the 35th pick, a future second for PJ and a 48? It's
during
crazy.
their finals run. The type of player that, I don't know, does PJ Washington help them win the finals? That's difficult to say. But a player that they're going to need moving forward. Of course, you know, their name's been tied to guys like Morez Johnson in this upcoming draft. A player who would fit that mold. Alan Graves potentially could fit that mold. How about they just go out and get it? The Mavericks received Keldon Johnson, the 20th pick. The 35th pick, I'll talk about that. I got a little bit too cute here, but I fell in love with the idea of drafting somebody for the Mavericks. And a future second, the Spurs get PJ Washington and the 48th pick. I think this is pretty fair for Dallas, I think this does make a little bit of sense, especially if there's a certain direction you want to go. Now, you could make the argument, and I might agree with you, that this might be a trade that makes more sense around the draft or during the draft when you have a very good idea of the way the draft board is going to fall. That way, if there's a handful of guys you like, maybe you make the trade. If those guys get taken, maybe you don't make the trade. I don't know. But this is something I would very much consider in the lead up to the draft, because this draft is unbelievably important for the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I've toyed with scenarios over and over and over and over where the Mavericks trade back with the Oklahoma City Thunder for 12 and 17. If Kingston Flemings is on the board, I do not believe you can do that. I'm planting my flag. Kingston Flemings,
Bro,
please,
no, bro.
please. He is
No,
a
bro.
supercomputer brain. He is an incredible athlete.
6'2" or
He's
6'3"
incredibly quick. He's a
wingspan is
competitive
crazy.
defender. And the three-point shooting, or rather the lack thereof, three-point shooting is a little bit concerning to me.
No,
because,
bro.
Well, Cooper Flagg didn't shoot that many threes, and in today's NBA, guys, you just got to shoot them. The thing for Kingston Flemings, though, he's fantastic from the free throw line. He did shoot a good percentage on the limited threes that he did attempt, and he's got a pretty impressive midi game. Now, I don't know about the long twos and stuff like that really translating much in the NBA. It's nice that he has it. It's nice that it's a go-to. I would like to see those become threes if I am drafting him. Here's the thing, though, with Kingston Flemings. If I have the opportunity to draft a player with this very rare, honestly, combination
Debate,
of
do not underestimate. These guys are going to be stars, man. These guys no joke.
especially when
Bro.
I'm potentially going to be pairing that guy next to
Bro,
another
all them damn
incredibly
middies,
high-field
short
young
ass
player in
arms,
Cooper Flagg.
skinny ass
That's the direction
body.
I would love to go. Okay,
Give me
now listen,
Burberry's, bro.
There's a very real world where Kingston Flemings is drafted 8th overall by the Atlanta Hawks, and this whole entire thing is blown up. Okay, I'm operating under the assumption that Kingston Flemings might be there at 9 because a lot of mock drafts are starting to point in that direction. So that's the direction I'm going. If Kingston Flemings is off the board and all the other guards are off the board by 9, all the other lead guard potential guys, I really, 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 really want the Mavericks to trade down. Braden Burries is totally fine as player. Nate Amen's names come up.
Hell no. Nate
Now
Amen.
I'm seeing Kareem
Hell
Lopez's
no.
name come up.
Hell no. I don't want Kareem
Let's go
Lopez
ahead and
either.
hit up OKC and hit that trade down. But in this scenario, Kingston Flemings is there, and we're just going to take him because, like I said, man, you're just not going to find a player with this type of skill set very often. The high usage, the ability to set up teammates
I'm good on
without turning
Flemings,
the ball
bro.
over. I mean, the fact that like Kingston was so good at avoiding turnovers, it's unbelievable. Paired with the athleticism, paired with the defensive ability, it's a rare breed, right? And I would love a player like this long-term next to Cooper Flagg. Do it when I have my potential
Yeah,
hangups.
I don't know, bro. I'm good on a lot of these situations. Let me see if I could. Yeah, if Chicago to Kingston Flemings and made a deal for a trade up or down, I wouldn't be mad. Kingston Flemings is not that good, fam. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, Space Gate. Kingston Flemings is not that good, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I just say I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see. You think Kingston Flemings is better than Braden Burries? Is Kingston Flemings better than Braden Burries, bro? I'm trying to see what else is going on.
If Kingston Flemings is somebody who just never really shoots that many threes, absolutely. Unless Cooper Flagg starts to develop into somebody who shoots a lot of threes, that's kind of a wonky offensive pairing if neither of those guys end up shooting threes, which is a possibility you have to consider. I know we're kind of wish-maxing Cooper Flagg to shoot a bunch of threes. That's one of my big things, too. If I were in charge of the Mavericks, Cooper Flagg is shooting a lot of threes next year. It has to happen, right? Kingston Flemings, if we draft him, has to shoot pull-up threes. It just has to be something that he adds to his game. I get the shot can be a little bit wonky. His touch is good. I have faith in him. He has a supercomputer up here, guys. He's got a supercomputer. Those are players that I want on my basketball club. Okay? That's just the truth. And with the 20th pick, I'm going to go with a player that I've mocked to about, 50 other teams so far in these offseason previews. I'm just going to take Alan Graves. I know he's a spreadsheet darling. Will he be there at 20? I don't really know. I think it's possible teams fall in love with him. But whenever I do these type of draft picks, I just look at the consensus big boards. And if you are around that range or after, I feel comfortable drafting you. I think Alan Graves right now is exactly number 20. I would love this. I would absolutely love this pickup for the Mavericks if they were able to do it. Incredible defensive player in college. I mean, some of the advanced analytics with him are just insane. I don't think the eye test fully backs that up is the problem. All of the advanced stats point towards this being a future potential superstar in the NBA. Again, not quite sure I can get there necessarily, but I do see a player who defends well, can defend up, played center for Santa Clara, somebody who gets steals, blocks shots, gets offensive rebounds, never turns the ball over, and is a willing three-point shooter, even though his shot is slow as molasses. Yeah, that's fine. I want players like this. This is a winning.
What I think about
player.
Jared Allen?
Is going to be a superstar player?
Don't trust
Probably
him,
not.
bro.
Could he be a superstar role player in the vein of like
Don't
an
trust
Aaron
him.
Gordon, in the vein of like a Derek White? They don't play anything alike, but I'm saying that type of player who's like a top 40 player in the league just because of his pure impact.
What do you think about Jared
It's
Allen?
possible. I wouldn't like bank on it or anything like that. But at the 20th overall pick, I think it's a pretty safe bet. I know Draymond is always the comp for players like this. I don't think Graves is the playmaker anywhere near the playmaker Draymond is or anything like that. So I'm not envisioning this. But players like this who rebound a bunch, don't turn the ball over, block shots, get steals, and are capable of shooting threes, they are incredibly rare. And I'm okay taking that risk. There's a reason why, if you really follow draft stuff, there's a reason why a lot of the draft nerds are stupidly high on Allen Graves. Again, could I get there? Like some of them have him ranked 5th or 6th. I'm not sure I can quite get there necessarily, but if he's available at 20 and you have the 20th overall pick,
Jared Allen's just kind of soft, bro. Evan Mobley too.
Kind of a do-it-all player. Kingston Flemings, he's a smaller guard, obviously, so
They don't play with force.
But he's willing to do dirty work things. He's incredibly smart. You're pairing all of these guys together. I'm starting to get a little bit excited. Sheets FC. Sheets FC, go ahead and take a stand here. And with the 30th pick in this draft, the Mavericks still have it in this scenario. I am kind of falling in love with the idea of Joshua Jefferson.
Oh
No
my
idea if he's gonna go higher
goodness,
than
this
Again, on
dude
the
is
consensus
getting
big board, he's ranked at 33 right now. So I don't feel bad putting him here.
100
I think I'd be a little
players
surprised if a team doesn't fall in love with him, but
that can't do a lot. Can't dribble.
Drop. Now, just because you drafted Kingston Fleming's 9th overall does not mean you shouldn't take a guard if you just felt like that was the case, right? If the Mavs get to 20 and like Bennett Search is still there, or Christian Anderson is still there, or Corey is still there, even though you drafted Kingston at 9, I think you would consider it. If you get to 30 and maybe one of those guys has dropped down to 30, which is possible, or maybe you're in love with Kalil, is that how you say his name? Or one of these other guards around this range, at the 30 range. I don't think that's a bad idea to draft them.
I seen his
just love the
highlights.
idea of Joshua
If he
Jefferson,
can't put the ball on the
somebody who has
floor,
good
that's a big
size and is
problem.
very
No, that's a
good passer
fact.
and smart
That's a
playmaker
fact.
from somebody his size. He's a little bit older. We have him as a papaw. I don't know about the shooting stuff just yet. But let me sort of explain something here on the why Cooper Flagg synergy. This was a really interesting read here from Nile Hoops that sort of broke down the synergy of players who are very similar to one another and how often it can work in the NBA. And I found it just incredibly interesting. Now, the reading it is kind of a pain in the ass, I guess you could say, right? But that's just kind of the bit, I guess. I mean, but I'd recommend going and reading
Yeah,
this,
bro, I ain't
because
reading that
I
shit.
can't help but see some comparisons between Joshua Jefferson and Cooper Flagg. Obviously, there's a reason why Cooper Flagg went number 1 in the draft and is considered one of the best draft prospects in quite some time. And Joshua Jefferson's a guy who's going to go in the 30s. They're not that comparable as players. Joshua Jefferson is just much older than Cooper Flagg is currently. Not even when they get
Bro,
drafted,
Joshua
but currently.
Jefferson and
But
Allen Gray, they don't do
a
enough,
tall
bro.
player who can block shots.
They
can
can't
get
do enough
steals,
with. Hold
can
on,
play make-
they can't do enough with the ball in their hands. Joshua Jefferson, Allen Grace can't do enough with the ball in their hands. Cooper's gonna be doing the exact same stuff he was doing with Najee Marshall and PJ Washington, bro. Like, come on, dog. Is come on, bro? Is Joshua Jefferson better than Najee Marshall? Is Allen Graves better than PJ Washington? Like, what are we doing, man?
make and set up others and not turn the ball over is a rare skill set to have. And if I already have one of those guys on my team, I can get another one. I now have 2 very versatile players who are smart, who I have faith in offensively, who I know are going to make the right reads and find open teammates. You're now starting to build a team that's incredibly smart, can play off one another incredibly well, is versatile, has size. This is how you win in the NBA. The Mavericks were a team that were incredibly small in the guard position, and they didn't shoot threes. And they had 5 fucking big guys. None of them shot threes. This was a team that was going nowhere, and they were 30 games below 500 because of it. We are trying to find a direction here, okay? A direction. What? Remember, we also traded up to the 34th pick. That's because I wanted to draft Richie Saunders. No idea where he ends up going in the draft, but he's a
Bro, this dude tripping, bro.
I like the idea of pairing him in this group. Okay, movement shooter. He's got some concerns, obviously. The concerns.
Yeah,
being
bro,
that
tripping,
I'm just not
bro.
realizing-
Bro, tripping, bro. I don't even think I got a lot else. Does anybody watch boxing? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm done with this Mavericks talk because he's getting a whole bunch of bums, bro. He got us getting a whole bunch of bums now. Does anybody watch boxing? There is a fight between Boots and Xander Zayas. It's boxing, and I want to watch it. I do want to do some little stuff on this.
2 princes, 1 unified title. Which prince will be crowned king?
What? Link to order. What?
Boxing isn't chaos.
Oh my goodness. No, bro.
Boots Ennis is one of the most physically gifted fighters in the sport. His speed, reflexes, and power allow him to survive and even dominate exchanges that become messy or extended. In terms of structure, Ennis often operates comfortably inside prolonged interaction rather than cleanly terminated exchanges. At his best, his entries begin with level changes or probing jab. Early in fights, this jab is often exploratory, but as he gathers reactions, it can evolve into jab traps, allowing him to land first, dealing with the return, then finish exchanges with counters.
That boy athletic, though.
Ennis also often uses high guard traps to set up counters. When opponents commit to his guard, he often looks to respond with sharp counters. However, Ennis' system carries several vulnerabilities. Defensively, he's highly reactive.
What you talking about?
Respond well to consistent level changes. Opponents who vary height and rhythm can force hesitation or even cause him to freeze momentarily. He also has a habit of dropping his hands.
Oh, the jab.
Defensive shields mid-sequence, which can leave open windows if the opponent stays disciplined. His footwork can also become disorganized, and this often shuffles in the range, crosswalks.
Yeah, Boots is very undisciplined defensively, bro.
Or steps with his rear foot first, which can create moments where he's vulnerable on entry.
I ain't gonna lie.
Matching angles. Sometimes turning in place rather than controlling space, aka turning on the spot where your upper body basically stays in the same place as you turn in a different direction. Or getting his feet.
Yeah, you
frozen
got a
by
jab.
circle
That's the
jabs.
key to boxing.
Especially when his closed stance opponents target the opening to his body in the Philly shell with stab jabs. Another subtle
Facts.
weakness is his tendency to probe without a clear plan, allowing his opponents to take advantage and eventually attack his probes. Especially with 2-1s over his Philly shell in the open stance. Or crosses to the body, which has allowed opponents to take the
Hey,
actual
Space Gate,
offense
I'm doing a
permanently.
marathon. I'm
After
gonna be
attacking, he can take pictures, pausing
live
defensively while
30
reading the
days
opponent,
straight.
which
This
opens
day 2.
opportunities to be timed.
So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Well, you already comment, but like, subscribe. Hey, follow me on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Diddy Knows Ball. I'm
At
finna do
times,
30
Ennis
days
completely
straight.
disregards any form of feints to control the beginning of exchanges prior to attacking, simply starting offense without any setup. This can come in the form of single jabs, or even marching into the 50-50 to attempt offense, often becoming loose with any type of defensive responsibility.
Yeah, he very undisciplined defensively, bro.
When
But
pressuring, he'll reach with the rear hand to the point of falling square,
his athleticism make up
or
for it.
forward shifting into the opposite stance, leaving him vulnerable to counters or giving the op time to angle out while he recovers his space. Inside, his Philly shell can be attacked if he doesn't use a frame, and he often puts himself into disadvantageous 7 positioning where he's the stem. He's become accustomed to soft controls as opposed to more physical ones, allowing him to be out-muscled and attacked. Despite these flaws, Ennis remains extremely dangerous in extended exchanges. His athleticism allows him to recover from structural mistakes that will punish most fighters. When Boots decides to fight off the back foot as a strategy, he becomes more disciplined. He'll use circle jabs and lead hand probes to control distance and initiate offense for first. He's much more likely to disengage in response to level changes, which disarms them, though the poor reactions like probing at them still exist. He
Yeah,
moves laterally with the intent to
he
walk his
definitely got
opponents out of
power.
lateral traps
Wait till you
as
see
he
what
gets the range
Xander
from
looking
first.
like. He ain't got power, but he can box.
Or countering for last. Most notably,
He beat the
terminates
brace
more
off
offensive
Stanley
angles
Onis.
to break alignment or clinches to end the exchange. Though even when he wants to box, he'll still choose not to terminate and instead oblige drawn-out exchanges. Occasionally, he puts himself in poor ring geography in the corner or on the ropes, which forces exchanges until he can reposition
That boy
and
just
terminate
fighting.
the clinching.
That boy got some long ass arms
Xander
too,
Zayas
boy.
approaches exchanges in a far more structured way. His offense begins with pre-slip / level changes and layered feints, all designed to create reactions before he commits to an attack. He frequently sells these feints with single jabs, which serve two purposes: drawing defensive responses and disguising his real entries. Once he gathers a reaction, Zayas builds off that jab to land first. If the opponent starts to counter the jab, he sets up jab traps. One of Zayas' strengths is his ability to terminate exchanges with angles. After initiating, he often pivots out, steps around his opponent, or occasionally clinches to reset the exchange. When executed cleanly, these angle changes allow him to strike without absorbing a return shot. At his very best, he can either attack off these angles or use them to transition into lateral or disengagement traps, which are built to time his opponent
boy
is to come into
big,
range
too.
with or without offense.
Xander big as hell. He got good natural boxing defense wise.
Zayas also uses circle jabs followed by hooks to freeze advancing opponents. This combination naturally creates space and allows him to end exchanges safely. He can also be last using high guard traps and terminate in the same manner. However, his structure is not flawless. Many of his trap attempts come with longer and more time-consuming step-backs rather than sharp half steps, which means
Yeah,
opponents can follow him out.
he
and
definitely
continue
be
the
needing his
exchange,
space for
exacerbated
sure.
by him dropping his lead hand immediately after throwing. Zayas has a habit of attempting to time his opponent as they enter range with jabs. These in turn become highly predictable and leave him available for offense, even from the punch he is attempting to counter. And he's vulnerable to jabs on his front foot as well. Zayas has another defensive vulnerability. He slip counters, his hands often drop and take time to return to guard. And when taking angles, he often drops his hands. Against a fast counterpuncher, these moments can be dangerous. During lateral movement or moving straight back, he sometimes switches to a long guard, but his understanding of defensive lanes is incomplete. He often leaves the rear hand at home, which can be an open channel for counters.
That boy, he fought was tricky too. A bass barrel.
Inside exchanges are another question mark. His clinch game is inconsistent. And while at times he can employ a physical control game, when he uses a Philly shell inside, he does so without consistently framing or controlling the opponent's posture. That leaves him susceptible if exchanges collapse in a close range chaos.
Yeah, he trying to definitely cut off the ring for sure.
Xander's game predicates on maintaining a certain amount of distance from his opponent. This philosophy remains the same on the front foot, so key tenets to his game plan do not change. He still uses level changes and jab feints to initiate. The biggest difference is that Xander's angle change terminations, while still possible, become comparatively sparse. Instead, he either steps back, which is not true termination, or he doesn't terminate at all, removing a critical facet of his game, meaning he's more likely to end up in 50-50 exchanges, intentionally or otherwise.
Yeah, he do need to push the tempo a bit more.
But if Xander isn't quite comfortable allowing an extended exchange, he'll clinch to terminate. On the front foot, he's more likely to reach while throwing the rear hand and land squared or forward shift into the opposite stance, keeping him in the fire until he recovers his base and terminates. Though he's shown an ability to smother afterwards for some form of protection. He can efficiently cut off the ring towards his left by trotting, similar to a shuffle that covers less distance but breaks his base for a shorter period of time, letting Xander quickly return to stance, defend himself, and maintain his preferred distance. But sometimes he extends these trots into shuffles, which are longer and more significant base breaks. He may also occasionally cross-step, gather his feet.
Alright, bro. Appreciate your Space Gate, man.
And going to his right, he usually starts the crosswalk.
I'm gonna be doing this every night, bro.
Either leave him vulnerable to traps. The fight ultimately revolves around a simple but important question. Can Zayas control exchanges before Ennis turns them into extended interaction? Zayas wants to operate through structured first, feints, jabs, quick 1-2s, and angle changes that allow him to land first and exit safely. Ennis, on the other hand, is comfortable allowing exchanges to extend beyond clean structure, where his speed and reflexes can take over. If Zayas consistently layers feints, lands the jab, and exits with angles,
oh yeah, for sure. Draft night going to go crazy.
Where he thrives. He can then set up lateral or disengagement traps while Ennis follows, rinse, and repeat. However, if he loses permissions and can't protect his angle changes, his edge weakens. His step backs are slow or his guard drops during counters, and his explosive counters can punish these openings. There's also a timing element to consider. Repetitive jabs from Zayas as Ennis enters range creates an opening without him knowing how his op is going to initiate, and eventually can be timed.
We're calling his op.
Where they can be timed on the front foot with the jab, meaning the fighter who better disguises his entries may gain early control of exchanges. For Zayas, disciplined termination and guard recovery will be essential. For Ennis, maintaining composure during Xander's feints and level changes will determine whether he can impose his rhythm. Ennis fighting off the back foot can flip the dynamic on its head. Xander tends to use angles less as he comes forward. Without true terminations, it's more likely that Ennis forces Xander into extended exchanges where he tends to dominate. It will become paramount that Xander either increases his usage of angles or clinches often to prevent interaction from extending into trades. Reaching while throwing the rear hand leaves him available for counters from Boots, and unless he can consistently smother, delays his termination. Boots may have success running Zayas into lateral traps, particularly moving to Zayas' right where he tends to crosswalk, but if Boots doesn't keep track of ring geography, he could become stuck mid-range where Xander can set up offense behind his feint game, especially if Boots moves to Xander's left where he's solid at ring cutting. If Boots is pressuring advantage Zayas, his game is purpose-built to take advantage of the weaknesses in Ennis' game. He can initiate behind feints, then terminate at angles, or continue offense from advantageous positioning. If Zayas is pressuring advantage Ennis, without consistent termination, Ennis will be able to more easily force extended interaction, where he usually dominates his opponents. Both scenarios revolve around termination. If at any point Zayas can't comfortably terminate either due to losing permissions or not terminating at all, then he gives his edge away to Ennis. I'm excited to see how these two styles clash. Thanks for watching.
Fight fam. Boxing is called the sweet science for a reason. Every slip, every counter, every trap, it's all hidden in the details. At Boxing Gems, we break down those details frame by frame so fans can see the art behind the fight. If you enjoy our YouTube film studies and want to go deeper down the rabbit hole, Patreon is the place. It helps us keep producing high quality breakdowns without worrying about algorithms, and it gives you exclusive access to the content that can't make it on the YouTube. Get extended live stream.
Let's see what he's talking about.
GH. So the topic that got the world going crazy, Shakur versus Devin, agree at 144, but it looked like it still may not happen due to the WBO mandatory. Yeah. That's a conversation for another day. What's your thoughts if the fight were to occur at 144?
It's crazy there. We got to make these adjustments to make fights, but
yeah,
if that's the adjustment we had to make the fight, make the fight. I like the fight. It seems pretty fair. It seems pretty fair if you really want to fight. You know what I mean? I like it.
Do you think when Dev made that concession, because Shakur said no to 47, I'm not a 47, and then said 144, we can get it done. Did you think Dev would bend?
For Dev, I'm not looking at it like a bend because I just came up to 47. I can make 44. Dev always been a professional. I can make 44. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna do nothing but be faster anyway. You know what I'm saying?
44. I don't know. Devin big as hell.
What's the fight
Shakur like I already at 47. So
Fast, but they gonna have to be faster than they've been. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to be sharper than they've been. You know what I mean? Because you know why it's hard to make this fight? Because one guy ain't trying to give up nothing and the other guy ain't trying to give up nothing. The fight will be the same way. The fight will be the same way. I'm not trying to give up nothing. Now, Devin Haney is used to start
longer
Kind
jab.
of like to start when he want to start. He'll box you and he'll put his hands on you, but I'm talking about like really start letting his shit go. He like things to warm up for 3-4 rounds. Dev go out there and get it popping early if he got to. Dev like the box too. But in a situation like this, because Shakur is so cool and because Shakur he like the decision making, Dev got to force him to make a decision. The thing is, Dev got the speed to cause problems for Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Now Shakur is accurate, very accurate, and could easily pick up your timing and throw your timing off with his accuracy and his speed. He fast. I think Dev a little faster when it comes to combination and things like that, like really letting your hands go. But I think Shakur is real fast when it comes to striking you with 1 or 2 shots. You know what I'm saying? He got real good speed. I see it being like one of them things where even if they going at it, they gonna be going at it.
I got Devin against Shakur. His jab is longer. He defensively responsible as well. And I just don't know how aggressive Shakur would be.
It's gonna kind of be like tennis. And then you're gonna be like back and forth. I see a lot of angles. I see a lot of spinning. They're gonna be spinning each other. Like clinches, not too crazy, but like quick clinches where they get tied up but they spin out. You know what I mean? I can see a lot of little shit like that going on. I seen both of them fight. I have seen both of them fight at a very high speed, but I think this will be the fastest for both of them that they have to been had to been. For Devin Haney, I think the fastest though for him so far was the Lomachenko fight. As far as pace, that was a very fast pace he had to fight at. You know what I'm saying? For Shakur, it was the Zepeda fight. Zepeda made him really let his hands go and made him have to. You know what I'm saying? What makes it a fast pace is not just the punching, it's the pressure. You know what I mean? This guy's right in your chest. You know what I'm saying? So them two against each other, they know how to do that. They have experienced that. But the reason they would have to do that with each other, neither one of them want to look bad. You know what I mean? Not so much, but Shakur definitely don't like to look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Who faced the opposition that better prepared them for each other?
The only thing.
Does T.O. prepare Shakur for Dev?
No.
Does Loma prepare Dev for Shakur?
Shakur fighting Jamel Herring do more for him than it do for T.O. doing for him versus Dev. And I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's
Lomo definitely, bro.
For Shakur, for Dev, it's tough to say. No, I can't think of any boxers like it. Nah, not like that. Not like the Dev. I don't know. For Dev, maybe Lomachenko a little bit, but he's too small. Shakur a lot bigger than Lomachenko, a lot physically stronger. So
Loma was a better
neither
preparation,
one. Maybe neither
though.
one. Maybe it's an even situation. They both got a nice little mix of guys they fought, but as far as comparison to the guys, no.
Does this fight look like the sparring?
A little bit, but because of the mentality. But no, because they're not the same guys from the spar. You understand what I'm saying? The mentality, the mentality could be there. What we saw in the spar, that could be there because that's how they feel when they around each other. That's how they make each other feel when they in the ring with each other. So it could look like that in that way. But they both have experiences in the pros, good and bad. The bad they don't want to happen on a night like this against a hot name. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it looked just like it, but yeah, it could. Mentality.
I think Shakur might be number 3. Dev might be like number 5.
What you mean?
Pound for pound.
Oh, they got.
Is the winner pound for pound number 1?
Is the winner pound for pound?
Yeah.
Pretty tough. Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, because of how you rank these guys, because of the media.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, but it's the names. It's the names that's hype. I mean, if they did make number 1 off of that, I wouldn't be mad. But
Sound like you would.
to ask that, is that this type of fight? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it might be. They might be. You might be able to say that. Whoever wins is the number 1 guy.
Who wins?
Easy. I got Dev. Longer, bigger. Probably try to bully him a little bit more.
It depends on. All right, I'm gonna be fair. It depends on who's not going to be mentally and physically lazy. Devin Haney sometimes can be mentally lazy, physically top tier. Shakur could be physically lazy sometimes, because sometimes he wants you to do what he wants you to do so bad. If you make him do something else, he could feel out of place. You know what I'm saying? If you make Shakur fight in a way he don't want to fight, he could feel out of place. And if he can't hit you, you can put him in a bad place. Haney kind of go into like a daze. Haney go into like a daze where he doing the laps. You know what I'm saying? He's just doing the laps. I'm running because that's what I know how to do. You know what I'm saying? Whoever is the best at keeping it together that night, that's who win that fight. Whoever's the best at keeping it together. Shakur would have to be a super counter puncher that night, and Devin Haney would have to look like
a boxer puncher.
Leonard in his prime. Sugar Ray Leonard.
So Sugar Ray Leonard in his prime versus Floyd, Money Man?
You could say super counter boy. Yeah. You could say something like that. That's what this fight. That's what they'll have to pay attention to.
Is the weight a factor at all?
No, I think they both can make 44, and I think that's a good decision. I think 44 is fair because it's making a great fight. So if it's 44, it's 44. Let's get it cracking.
I agree. That nigga Devin big as hell, bro. That nigga Devin Haney big as hell, bro. That nigga Bill. Bro, this nigga Bill in the background. What the hell that nigga doing? I don't know, bro. Devin versus Shakur is a 50-50 fight. Greg had to go to the barber college for that, cause Greg's next fight needs to be with the barber. Greg went to a blonde African barber with no clippers. Damn, they got Greg looking like Billy Bob Thornton. Keep your head up, G. Man, that young boy did you filthy. That barber never had it on the mirror. How you pound for pound? You want to go pound for pound? Barber got my man G out here looking like Rob. Oh man. But yeah, I think I'm finna wrap it on up, man. I'm finna wrap it on up, man. It's your boy Diddy Noseball. Please like, comment, subscribe before I get up out of here. I am gone.